it's a subjective, because maybe your mood not so good, but you take a smile for other person. If somebody asks you how are you, how matter with you, you answer pretty good, but it's not your emotions. It's a behavior. It's a behavior which objective for other person, and yes, of course, behavior objective for you, but absent direct and strong connections between your behavior and your mental process. Okay, uh, emotions, it's a result of the brain activity. What are part of the brain involved in the emotions? In general, two area of brain involved into emotions. First, it's a limbic systems. It's a middle brain or reptile brain. It's a very fossil area of brain. I ask you, remember, reptile has memory, reptile has emotions, and as a result, reptile can learning, can adaptate behavior. What does it mean emotion in general? Emotions, it's something which explain our relation to something. Clear? Emotions, it's a conditions of the brain. Emotions, it's a conditions of our body. What does it mean our life? What's target of our life? What's target of our behavior? We attract to the positive emotions. We do everything for attract, achieve positive emotions. Positive emotions, it's like a reward. Negative emotions, it's like a punishment. I hope it's clear. Okay, two. Good morning, dear colleagues. I hope you listen me. I hope you see me. If quality of sound enough and quality of video enough, I ask you type this in our chat. Today our lecture will consist of two parts. First part, it's a presentation. Second part, it's a webinar. I will speak with you about emotions. I will explain materials. I will answer to your question. I will invite you to discussion. Clear? For me, very important discussion with you. For me, you're important your opinion. I hope it's clear, because I repeat once more. Your education. Just a moment. Your education, it's your matter. It's your matter. Clear? I am like a teacher. I am a supervisor. I am answer to your questions. I am I am not check your knowledge. I prepare you to exam. Clear? Like I am a friend which prepare you to the exam. I explain how to pass exam and do something like this. Так, now I check how many students online. 64. Okay. 64 students online. I don't understand why. Quality of sound. Dear colleagues, listen me. Quality of sound enough? Quality of sound enough? Because I don't see my picture. Now I open my picture in other. Aha, quality of picture enough. Yeah, I open my picture in other. Aha, quality of picture enough. Yeah, I open my picture. Now I see myself. Now I something tune my microphone. Dear colleagues, are you listening me? Quality of picture enough. Yeah, I open my picture. Now I see myself. Now I something tune my microphone. Dear colleagues, are you listening me? Increase sound. Yeah, just a moment. Now I see myself. Now I'm in something tune my microphone. Dear colleagues, are you listening me? Now I increase sound. Increase sound. Yeah, just a moment. Now I see myself. Now I'm in something tune my microphone. Dear colleagues, are you listening me? Now I increase sound. Increase sound. Yeah, just a moment. Now I see myself. Now I'm in something tune my microphone. Dear colleagues, are you listening me? Now I increase sound. Increase sound. Yeah, just a moment. Now I see myself. Now I'm in something tune my microphone. Dear colleagues, are you listening me? Now I increase sound. Increase sound. Now I switch on microphone. I hope now each are absent. Now I switch on my microphone and I hope each are absent. Yes, it was my microphone is off because I listen each and I switch on switch off my microphone. I hope now sound present. Now you see me and I hope you listen me. Now you listen me. Yeah, correct. Now I try something increase sound. Now I try something increase sound in the microphone sound. Samsung sound deck. Так, now something increase sound. Now each now sound increasing. Yeah, I'm increase sound because I use other systems. Now each are present. Each are present right now. Now it's okay. Okay, very good. Quality of sound enough. Now maybe I check my sound, check my sound. Now I check my sound. Now I tune my microphone. Now I tune my microphone. Now I check my sound. Now выпало полыни, полоть поле, полная полыни. Выпало полыни, полоть поле, полная полыни. So okay, now I tune my microphone because I use something like this, and this microphone has a lot of tunes. Okay, our lecture consists of the two parts. In the first part I show presentations. In the second part we jumping to the webinar, and in the webinar we will discuss some materials. I will ask you. Link to the webinar I put here in our chat. Okay, now we start our presentation. Okay. Now we start our presentations. Today our topic emotion. I am Alexander Dvirsky, professor of psychiatry and psychology department at Medical University. What has been emotions? First, who create emotions? Our brain create our emotions. You must understand, emotions is a mental process. What does mean mental process? I repeat once more. Mental process is something which objective for ourselves and subjective for other person. When you feel your emotions, it's absolutely true for you. It's absolutely objective for you. When somebody reaches your affect, it's a subjective because maybe your mood not so good, but you take a smile for other person. If somebody asks you how are you, how matter with you, you answer pretty good. But it's not your emotions. It's a behavior. It's a behavior which objective for other person, and yes, of course, behavior objective for you, but absent direct and strong connections between your behavior and your mental process. Okay. Emotions, it's a result of the brain activity. What are part of the brain involved in the emotions? In general, two areas of brain involved into emotions. First, it's a limbic systems. It's a middle brain or reptile brain. It's a very fossil area of brain. I ask you, remember, reptile has memory, reptile has emotions, and as a result, reptile can learning, can adaptate behavior. What does it mean emotion in general? Emotions, it's something which explain our relation to something. Clear? Emotions, it's a conditions of the brain. Emotions, it's a conditions of our body. What does it mean our life? What's target of our life? What's target of our behavior? We attract to the positive emotions. We do everything for attract, achieve positive emotions. Positive emotions, it's like a reward. Negative emotions, it's like a punishment. I hope it's clear. Okay, two part of brain. Fossil part of brain, like a reptile brain, and novel area of brain. It's a frontal lobe. Fossil area of brain, like a reptile brain, take a reward due our satisfactions. In general, what does mean satisfactions? Satisfactions, it's a reward after when we satisfy our motivations. Yes, of course, our motivations, it's a mental process. It's like our target. Our emotions, it's internal feelings which include our somatic, our psychological component. We do everything for attract to positive emotions. We like positive emotions. We like positive emotions. Emotions which developing in the middle brain, it's like a has name biological emotions. These emotions has a strong connections with metabolic process, like hunger, thirst feelings, like fear feelings, like reward. It's a very fossil emotions which present not only in Homo sapiens, which present in other animals. Other part of emotions developing in the frontal lobes. What type of emotions developing in the frontal lobes? In the frontal lobes developing high emotions like our social emotions, our aesthetic feelings, our responsibility feelings, I don't know, maybe our honor feelings. Some feelings which include high mental activity, which we need for say so for our human face. These emotions create society. These emotions create difficult social structure. Okay, now you must remember, Emotions, it's a result of the brain activity. Second, present two main part of emotions. It's a biological emotions and high emotions. Biological emotions has strong connections with our genetics. Um, High emotions we learning due our life, and biological related emotions developing in the middle brain, high emotions developing in frontal lobes. Now definitions. What does mean emotions? Emotions are feelings that influence behavior and have biological and cognitive components. These definitions answer to the questions. What does it mean emotions? Emotions is a something which influence to our behavior. For what purpose we need emotions? We need emotions because emotions influence to our behavior. Emotions create our behavior. Without emotions, behavior impossible. Why we do something? We do something because we need positive emotions. Behavior usually it's a spent energy. You must do something which is difficult for you. You're coping, and And why you're coping? You're coping because you need positive emotions after your behavior. For example, you wake up in the morning. It's a difficult. You're washing. After that, sit down to computer, and now you listen lecture. Yes, of course, it's so difficult. But why do something? Well, because we feel rewards. Because I know students which now sit down near a computer, it's a very good students which has a very good future because you has motivations, you has willpower, you has activity there, and rewards. Yes, of course. If you do something good, I must say something pretty for you, like you're good students. Because it's a reward, clear. Next part of definitions. First, for what purpose we need emotions? We need emotions because emotions create our behavior, influence to our behavior. Second part, it's a very important part. Emotion has two components, biological components. It's a gene-specific component. For example, when we're hungry, after eating, when we're full, we feel positive emotions. When we're hungry, we feel negative emotions. Cognitive component. 5 marks is very good. Clear? 5 it's anything, it's a symbol. But this symbol has connections with positive emotions. It's very important to understand. We're learning new emotions. During our everyday living, during our educations, we're learning new emotions. We understand new emotions. Clear? And yes, of course, these emotions was born in the frontal lobe. These emotions create our behaviors. These emotions take part in our cognitions. What does mean cognitions? Cognitivity or cognitions, it's our ability to create networks between different fact and different event. Event, possible sensory event. What does mean sensory event? Sensory event, it's an event which happens in our sensory fields. Visuals, auditory, tactility, olfactory, gustatory feelings. Yeah, you taste something, you see something. It's a sensory fields. What does mean sensory fields? Sensory fields is like a reality. It's something which provide our sense organs. And yes, of course. Second, other type of fields, it's a perception field. What does mean perception fields? Perception fields, it's something like you're dreaming. For example, you see something in your rooms and you can add it in these rooms. For example, you need headphone, yeah, headphone for listen lectures, maybe most suitable, but headphone absent right now. You must open your bag, bring headphone, and what's happening in the situations? You use something which absent in your sensory fields. You understand? You're fooling your sensory fields due new informations which present in your memory. Clear? Cognitions, it's a much more complex process. It's your vision in future. It's your vision in past. For example, for what purpose you visit lecture? You visit lecture for receive a practice license for practice, clear. What you must do? You must do learning every time, every day materials. After that, you must pass license exam. Okay, and your target it's a pass license exam. For this purpose, you must every day reading questions which you meet in the Indian license exam. It's very important. It's a cognitions. You create today behavior with events which happen after 6 years. Clear? And cognitions it's ability to integrate whole the world in the one networks. Every element of these networks has connections with other. Your works very resistance, very high density networks. Clear? Okay. Now you understand that emotions it's something which we need for create behavior, for modify behavior, for influence to the behavior. Emotion based in our gene and emotion based in our cognitions. Cognitions it's something new, it's something which we developing due our everyday living. Cognitions it's our new links between different events which happen around ourselves and inside ourselves. Very important understand cognitions possible inside ourselves because it's anything's happy in real worlds, but you understand something new and you like deploy this new knowledge which create your own brain in the new sensory fields, in the new perception fields. Perception fields it's something which present in your mind which you close your eyes. Sensory fields it's an area which you achieve it to your sense organs. It's everything which you see right now. Clear? Yes, of course. When you combine sensory fields and perception field, it's your word receive new color, receive new informations, because you understand nature and location of every object. Image shifting to object, image shifting to the perception image or perception. Perception it's something you remember. It's a sensory image which is information about nature and locations. And what's connections between perception, sensation, and emotions? Emotions, it's a price. It's a price. For example, you see something which pretty for you, take it's like a price $100. After that, something you don't like, you already spend some money but increase distance from those objects. Clear? Your world around yourself it's like a landscape. It's a landscape or it's a shop, and every object has own price. You attract to the expensive things and you run away from the things in which you must take money. For example, it's like somebody ask, we put garbage in your rooms, but if you take $2, we don't do these things. Clear? Yes, of course you take $2 or 100 rubles because you don't want garbage which has a soap smell in your rooms. Clear? Like for negative emotions, we spend money. When we receive something positive, we like receive something. Emotions, it's a reward, yeah, and opposite of reward, it's a punishment. We ready take something for run away from the punishment. Okay, net parts of the definitions. What does it mean? Emotions. Emotions, it's a complex feelings state which physics, somatics, and behavior component. This is related to affect and mood. Okay, in these terms we use two new words, affect and moods. What does mean affect? You see my affect, it's your opinion about my emotions. It's a subject, it's an objective for you and maybe subjective for me, because my mood may be not so good, but I every time show that my mood quite good because I am very happy. Mood, it's my opinion about my emotions conditions, about my emotion state. What elements involve in the emotions? Emotions involve psychological components. It's like your feelings about what's happiest with you. You're positive, you're negative. You feel this in the psychological level. Next level is the somatic level. Sometimes we wake up early in the morning, your mood not so good, you're very tired, and yes, of course, your body feel negative emotions. When you feel negative emotions, it's like a body feelings. It's like a problems with health. Clear. And yes, of course, you run away from negative emotions. You want shift your body to the positive conditions, and when you feelings align in your body. Behavioral component. Yes, of course, if you has positive emotions, your activity very high. When you has negative emotions, your activity not so high, not so good. Clear. I hope now you understand what does it mean affect, what does it mean mood. Next, affect. Так, small break, dear colleagues. Now I won't check my video stream. After that we continue lecture. My opinion picture perfectly. Just I check my video. Just a moment, I check picture. I don't switch one lamp and I must check. Maybe now something better. Okay, now we continue. Okay, affect. Okay, now we discuss about terms affect. What does it mean affect? Affect, it's your opinion about my emotions. Affect, it's your opinion about my emotions. You feel, register my affect. I feel my emotions. My affect, it's an expression of emotions via my behavior. It's clear, I hope you understand. Next terms, it's a mood. What does it mean mood? Mood, it's my feelings about my emotions. I feel my moods, but you cannot register my mood. You can register only my emotions. You can control only my behavior and do some conclusions about my internal state via my emotions, via my affect. Clear? You have some opinion about my mood via looking glass of my affect. Now some words about emotions. Some psychologists think then we was born with by six emotions. This type of emotions has name biological emotions. Usually this emotion specific for all biological for all individuum inside one biological type. For example, it's a fear against something like apes has a fear feelings when see a snake. It's a biological emotions. But not we are Homo sapiens. We very high animals, and as result, a lot of emotions we feel, a lot of emotions we feel we learning. We feel a lot of emotions which we feel we learning. For example, 5 marks, it's high marks, yeah? You feel positive emotions when you receive a 5 marks in the school. It's not a biological emotions. You're learning your culture, your religions, learning what does it mean good, what does it mean bad during your social development. It's clear. Okay. It's in general. Now we discuss about biological and cognitive components of emotions. But you must understand, emotions has very strong connections with memory. In memory, we put two elements. We put image and we put our relation to this image. Clear? And after that, when we see same image, we retrieve from memory informations, positive or negative, this image for ourselves. It's a background of emotions. And yes, of course, if person has any problems with emotion, has any problems with cognitions. Now we discuss about type of emotions. Present, yes, of course, main type of emotions, it's a positive emotions, negative emotions. Biological emotions, it's emotions which has all individuum in this biological type. It's a very understand emotion. It's a base emotions which create our behavior, like fear feelings, like love feelings, like a reward, like a punishment, arousal. Yes, uh, it's like a positive, negative. When we're hungry, we negative emotions. We run away from hunger. We attract to the full feelings. We has negative emotions due thirsty feelings, and we attract um, to the full feelings. I hope it's clear. We are social animals, yeah. We like when father and mother near ourselves. It's our biology. This type of emotion has very strong connections with our neurochemical process. Next level, it's a social emotions. Social emotions, it's emotions which create groups. It's a pro-social emotions. What does it mean? Pro-biological emotions. It's a pro-biological emotions. It means our biology push ourselves create a family. Pride, groups, doesn't matter. Different animals create a stable society. Why animals from one biological type create a stable society? Answer very easy. They create a stable society because gene, like a push animals or push person, create a social groups. It's our genetics. Clear? Next type of emotions, it's cognitive emotions. It's this type of emotions. It's rewards when we recognize new concept. It's a rewards when we understand something new. It's a reward when we satisfy our curiosity. It's anxiety feelings and negative emotions when we don't understand something. I hope you understand this information. Yes. Moral emotions, very interesting type of emotions. It's very interesting type of emotions. Moral emotions based. It's emotions which take opportunity create a stable society. Like we spend something, but we take something for other person. Clear? And as result, it's stabilize our society. Typology of biological emotions, more exactly, arousal, reward, punishment, agonistic, it's a competitions, yes, prosocial, cooperation and attachment. It's emotions which we has due due our biology, like a play, like a romantic relations, like a sexual drive. This type of emotions, this type of emotion has peoples and has some animals. High animals has very same emotions like peoples. Uh, Biological emotions has very strong connections with neurochemical systems. For example, if endorphins increase activity in our brain, it stimulate our love attachment feelings. It's like a, what does it mean stimulate? It's mean we has tendency clear to love and attach. Gonadotropin and these hormones realize gonadotropin releasing hormone sex and libido. It's a sexual drive. Oxytocin, it's mother feelings. It's positive relations between parents and child. Vasopressin, parental attachment. Dopamine, play, increasing dopamine like a tendency to the gambling, tendency to the play, tendency to the gameplay. Serotonin, self-esteem, confidential dominance. It's a tendency. It's not 100%. Everybody has a different pattern of behavior, but tendency in the behavior depend these neurotransmitters. Social emotions. What does mean social emotions? It's like rewards when somebody love ourselves. It's a reward when we love somebody. Opposite situations, when somebody reject ourselves, we feel negative emotions. When groups reject ourselves, we feel negative emotions. When we, it's you understand, it's a punishment and rewards. Everything based in the basic emotion. Basic emotions, it's a positive, negative. We receive positive emotions when we satisfy some motivations. We feel negative emotions when we frustrate our motivations. Frustrations, it's a words which mean opposite from satisfactions. Okay, and biological emotions, social emotions, it's like a mechanism which develop emotions. Clear? Biological emotions, it's a food, drink, maybe sex, maybe fear, maybe anxiety, and social emotions. These emotions, it's a positive and negative emotions which developing when we create groups or group reject ourselves. Cognitive emotions. Cognitive emotions, it's emotions when we feel pleasure, when we understand something new concept. These emotions take pleasure in our body, in our soul, when we recognize new concept, when we understand new informations. These emotions, my opinion, it's a drivers for our expansions, yes, and it's a mousetrap. For example, our cell phone, our smartphone, every time provide new informations for ourselves. Sometimes this information is not so important, but for our brain does not matter important or informations or not so important. For our brain, important only one fact, new informations. And as a result, a lot of people every time see in the phone and has like addictions. Why addictions? New informations take positive emotions. Clear? It's like drink alcohol. It's like a marijuana. This picture explain situations in which we feel emotions. Dear colleagues, I not be describe this picture. I hope you see to this picture alone. You do a stop. You do a stop video and very exactly think about this picture. This picture very understandable. It's a situations which explain in what situations we feel emotions. It's very important picture. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your attendance. Thank you for your attentions. I am Alexander Dvirsky. Professor Так, now we're jumping to the briefing, okay? Now we're jumping to the briefing, and now I upload URL to our briefing. Just a moment.
बुरा होता है उसमें अंगूठा तक अंगूठा नहीं स्टार्ट होते क्या उस यार डिस्कॉर्ड वो बच्चा उसकी वीडियो थी हमारी तो उसको सारे को पता नहीं चल रहा वो भी शकल छुपाने की कोशिश कर रहा था
I am here now. I open presentations in our picture. Emotion lecture, emotion.
अरे क्या हो रहा है यार ये समझ नहीं आ रहा बिल्कुल भी
Dear colleague, switch off your microphone.
emotion lecture अरे क्या हो रहा है यार समझ नहीं आ रहा बिल्कुल
Dear colleague, switch off your microphone.
Just a moment. I create a virtual cam for you. Just a moment. Now virtual picture. Sometimes.
वैसे लंदन से बोल दो
Oops.
अच्छे लोग हैं सब देखो माइक ऑफ
No.
सबका माइक
Захват окна.
பெங்கள தின்ற நேரம் வந்துட்டா வெளியே போனோம் நாளைக்கு தாங்க ஏதாவது இப்படிதான் நேரம் இருக்கு நான் வேணா மத்தியானம் உட்காந்து பாத்துட்டு வரேன் இல்ல நாளைக்கு தாங்க நேரம் வந்துட்டா வெளியே நாளைக்கு தாங்க போங்க ஏதாவது இப்படிதான் நேரம் இருக்கு நான் வேணா மத்தியானம் உட்காந்து
Так, dear colleagues, how many people in our webinars? Now I check webinars.
38
Oh, 38. Okay. Так, dear colleagues, now I once more put URL to webinar and close my broadcasting, and we continue work in the webinar, okay? Okay, once more I send and now I stop. Now I stop.
नहीं पूछ रहे कितने बच्चे हैं, बता दिया
Now I
बंदे
stop
ने।
broadcasting.